Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Katie B. Brown. Today we're going to be looking at some more r/Fatlogic because I am craving some carbs, and this will keep me from justifying myself into ordering a pizza, which I absolutely do not need and should not eat. Pizza, fried chicken, French fries, fast food, candy bars, and chips are nutritious. They're loaded with good things. Just because they have an abundance of excess fats and might not be healthy as a staple doesn't mean they are nutritionless or that their calories are empty. Those are hokey buzzwords pushed by the people in charge of how much you pay for the alternatives. Is there like a tiny grain of maybe truth to this? Yeah, sure. Like you can get some nutrition from some things, like a home cooked flatbread pizza with, spinach or like chicken. Like, yeah, sure. But if you're eating a stuffed crust, double pepperoni, extra cheese from Pizza Hut, are the negatives going to vastly outweigh the positives? Yes. If you're eating a candy bar, come on, like it's literally, it's just sugar. Even a lot of the granola bars that are supposed to be healthy have so much extra added sugar that they're not at all healthy. You might as well just eat the candy bar. Okay, doctors, dentists, physical therapists, etc., gather round. It is not enough for your exam table to hold my weight. It also needs to be wide enough so that I can lay my arms comfortably on the table and/or armrests. This is the bare minimum. Imagine having to hold your arms straight in front of your body for the length of a visit. That's what many of your fat patients are doing, often without complaint, though the whole visit. I should be able to use my arms after I see you. I had to get some cavities filled last week, and the worst part was not the drilly part, but having to hold my arms by my side for 45 minutes. This should be the wake-up call. This should be the thing that makes you think, what is wrong with how I am existing, that I'm not fitting into the normal standards. Because how can you not just use the armrests? Or are you saying you have to put the armrests up? These are all just very worrying things that should make you question what you're doing with your life. You have access to this healthcare, you have freaking access to a dentist, and these are the things you're going to complain about? Wow. The entitlement, the asshattery. If that's all you're, wow. I might be a little spicy today. I might just be a little done. I know that fitness pros are well-meaning when they say everyone should move, or movement will make everyone healthier, or we should build communities in our neighborhoods around movement. But it's not true. It's harmful, and we need to stop saying these things. Absolutely not. This just plays into like a willful misunderstanding of what those sentiments even mean. Sure, if you're Tammy Slayton and you weigh 800 pounds, you should not be trying to run a marathon. But you can be practicing just lifting your arms up into the air, not even holding weights, or while you're sitting down, lifting your leg up off the ground, lifting your foot. Movement does not have to be these feats of athleticism. What could count as exercise for someone who is, excessively obese is what would not be exercise for someone else. It's about just the mindset of moving any part of you will make you healthier than complete stagnation. I just can't imagine people being like, oh, other people are like gonna go have fun and take a walk around the neighborhood, which will help in their mental health, their physical health, and it's just a genuinely good thing, and find a way to say you having any amount of care for your body is an attack on my lifestyle. Not sure if this belongs here. I found it on a video about the reality show, The Biggest Loser. I've been both skinny and fat, and it's 50% mental health and 50% metabolism. It's easy for me to tell because I've gone on and off meds that are suspected of messing with our endocrine system. 0% of it has to do with nutritional devotion or adherence to a lifestyle or my resiliency as a human being. If I'm depressed, I get fat. If I'm on antidepressants, I get fat. When I'm mentally healthy and unmedicated, I'm skinny. And that's simple for me, and it makes it immediately obvious to me how much diet culture is a scam. I can literally tell when a depressive episode is coming because I'll start binging sugar in insane amounts. Guess what is really common among neurodivergent people? Abusing drugs like sugar, caffeine, and alcohol. There are a lot of problems with the show The Biggest Loser. if you look at all around the internet, you can find video essays and people talking about how it can be very mentally, physically, and emotionally damaging. I think even if you just watch the show, you can see how it pressure cooks people. It's kind of sets them up for failure to a small extent. But this idea of, well, my mental health is going to dictate my physical size, so there's no point in trying to affect my mental health or acknowledge that there is a relationship between it, is crazy. I mean, as somebody who does struggle with depression and anxiety, I totally can relate to the fact that, yeah, when things are bad or I'm depressed, I do want to turn to things like sugar and caffeine. For me personally, alcohol has not been a problem, but like, I get it. We do have those neurological kind of triggers, whatever. But to just say that because you do, everyone does, or that we shouldn't try to improve mental health so that our physical health gets better, or that maybe choosing to do things that say, hey, I value my body, wouldn't also maybe help the mental health. I don't know how anyone can say, hey, when I eat like shit, I feel like shit. Maybe I should try eating slightly better and see if it maybe makes me feel slightly better. I'm definitely not saying that, oh, if you're depressed, eat a salad and do yoga. Like, being told that does not help and can definitely exacerbate the problem. But if you're depressed and just eating ice cream and cookies and sugar, like, the chances are you're going to feel worse than if you were depressed and trying to eat healthy. And like I've said in other videos, like, poverty plays a huge amount into obesity and into mental health. And so it's not a moral failing if you're struggling with these things. But for these people to come on here and use them as a blanket excuse and justification is crazy. And it just seems so self-defeating. I don't know why you would ever want to tell somebody, well, you're depressed, you're going to be fat, and antidepressants also make you fat, so there's no point in trying. It's not weight gaining making you uncomfortable. It's society. And we do live in a society. But having rolls on my body is uncomfortable and annoying. Physical discomfort, a thread. For sure it can be, but why? Consider, are your pants too tight? What is holding you back from buying a bigger size? What beliefs or fears about the idea are present? How long have you had rolls? Are they new? Anything is new is uncomfortable until we adjust to it. Is this just a phase of discomfort you need to move through? What do you believe having rolls on your body means about yourself, your value, your worth? Negative beliefs about body fat create discomfort. What are you afraid other people will think? Are you worried about their judgment? So is it the body rolls or the fear of judgment that is really the issue? What is required to get rid of the rolls? How much time or energy will be required? How much worry or stress will it create? How much of the rest of your life are you willing to dedicate to being roll-free? The desire won't go away when you're older. We make body fat the problem, but it's really our beliefs and judgments about the rolls that make it uncomfortable, even physically so. Were you uncomfortable resting your head on the soft stomach of your mother? How we view fat makes a big difference in how we experience it. This is a bunch of cringe nonsense. Do you believe having rolls on your body, does it affect your value, your worth? No, absolutely not. People who are fat, myself included, we are not worth any less than your standard size person. That doesn't mean that there aren't negative realities to being larger. Just the fact that having more skin rolls means you have a higher chance of getting a skin infection. It doesn't mean that you're bad for getting a skin infection. It just means that it's a reality. It has no moral weight one way or the other. Same thing, like, it's not morally better to be skinny. You can be a dick at 350 or 105. You can be an asshole. It doesn't... I don't understand how we've moved so far past the whole body positivity that we've missed the realities of your body should not have any bearing on who you are as a person, because it shouldn't dictate who you are as a person. And you shouldn't use it as an excuse to be a victim or to be an asshole. Accept that reality happens. While there could be medical consequences to something, it's not a moral failing one way or the other. Also, most people just don't care about you as much as this post seems to make people think. Like, I think I have probably beat myself up more about my physical appearance than anyone has ever actually said or done anything to make me feel uncomfortable. At some point, you just have to accept that, like, most people just don't care. They don't care about anything or anyone except what is, like, directly related to them. Yeah, they might notice that you're fat, but most people are not going to be secretly thinking that you're like a disgusting, filthy human slob pig of a being because you're fat. If you're a good person, most people are just going to accept that you're a good person in a bigger body. Like, someone else can be a good person in a smaller body. You're not special for being fat. Anonymous said, "No hate, but being fat is literally unhealthy." So you mean full hate, basically, and that's literally untrue. Not all fat people are unhealthy, and unhealthy fat people still deserve to be treated like they're fucking human. You can't judge a person's health based on their appearance, because even a skinny person can be super unhealthy. No hate, Anon, but you're a horrible human being whom I'd happily wallet if I ever met you in real life. The willful ignorance, guys. The insanity. Yeah, skinny people can have invisible diseases and disabilities, just like fat people can have invisible diseases, disabilities, and unhealthy traits. But if you look at somebody who is on My 600-Pound Life, who can't really walk, who can't seem to even catch their breath sitting down, who literally is debilitated by their weight, that's unhealthy, even if they don't have endocrine problems, even if they don't have heart problems. It's unhealthy because we know it's a contributing risk factor. We know it's unhealthy because your heart is literally having to work harder to pump blood over a larger volume. Reality is okay to admit exists. And the fact that this person, and sure, it's the internet. Everyone talks big shit on the internet. But to call somebody a horrible human being who they'd happily hit if they met in real life, overstating, objective reality, again, shows that this person is an asshole. Not because they're fat, or not, we don't know, but because they would take something like this and escalate it. This makes me just sad for the human race. How have we gotten this far where this is just like an acceptable way to think? Fat people can't have thin kids. My friend just showed me an artist's design of the children of Disney characters, and the children of Ursula and Maui were both as skinny as possible. Fuck off with that. Stop acting like thin is the norm. Stop erasing fat people. Yeah, genetics aren't destiny, as this commenter has said below. Genetics play some role in what you're going to look like, obviously. But more importantly are these kids really active? Are they eating healthy? Hopefully their parents, who are fictional characters, designed to appeal to very specific audiences. And the whole design of Ursula, in particular, has some interesting origins and connotations. Just who the fuck cares? Most kids are more skinny. Some kids are obese because they may have health problems, or they may just not be eating a healthy diet. Maybe their parents can't afford healthy food. Stop erasing fat people. No one is erasing fat people by drawing fictional characters as skinny. And on that note, guys, I'm going to be done for the day. The stupidity has rotted my brain. I no longer feel the craving to order a pizza, so I'd say that this has been successful for me. If you've enjoyed, please like the video, subscribe for more, leave a comment if you have something to say. Okay, bye guys, make good choices.